welcome to episode 2 of our chat with Clare Donegan. Here she talks about her experience of dance and getting people together virtually from across the world. She started this in the 90s, before the internet, so was ahead of the curve.
I might offer a light version for children, but at the moment I'm not.
No, that's...
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was, again, still creative, but you've been involved in lots of arty, creative dance projects. I particularly was fascinated about a dance project you told me a while ago. Was it an international one you had?
Yes,
Young people in this country dancing, and behind them a screen with young people in, I think, Brazil.
Well,
dancing.
close. It was Jamaica, but yeah. Well, so it's okay. Can I talk a little bit about that, the origin story?
Yes.
Because it is a funny one, and I loved it so much. It became, when you become obsessed with a model. Mm-hmm. This is definitely, and it's coming back again. It's calling me again, which is interesting. Because when I was poorly and everything kind of had to just fall away. So it's 10 years exactly since I did, and it's an international.
Oh, right.
I've been out of action in that way for 10 years, and now it's coming back.
Oh, great.
So that's cool in the gang. So basically, okay. So I was starting, I think I was living in Manchester. Oh, yeah, I must have been. So I was living in Manchester. This is like 97. Mm-hmm. And I was hanging around with a few people like myself, and one of them had an idea, and I was doing bits of dance just myself. And she was talking about doing some live streaming, just like a dance off, because I was doing little bits of street dance and I was starting to organise little bits of battles, breakdance battles. And because I always loved hip hop. And we started doing these kind of live streamings. So we had someone in Sao Paulo and we had somebody in Pakistan. It was quite bonkers, actually. And I can't remember where the third stream was. I'm really sorry. I think it was just mainland Europe. And it was so challenging because the technology, the internet was not there.
Well, that's the very early days of being able to do that.
I know. We were always a little bit ahead of the curve. God knows why. Craziness, right? And we had a bank of people sat on laptops, and we did it at the Martin Harris Centre at the University of Manchester. All on no money involved or anything. Anyway, it took hours, and then we get a little bit of a stream in from Sao Paulo, and then one of our guys would dance back. And I'd be like, wow, And we were there for about 10, 12, 16 hours. Pizzas were brought in, beers were brought in. But I remember leaving that day going, something really moved. So that was then anyway. And then a few years passed, quite a few years. Obviously, I met my son's father and ended up in the valley, like you do. And met him when we were organising techno parties in Eastern Europe. And then basically several years obviously passed, and I started working more and more with youth. And I was given a wonderful break by Burnley Council, big up them, because they saw potential in some of my wild ideas. And they helped me get the funding, and we got a massive fund to do a big project for loads and loads of hundreds and hundreds of young people in the most kind of disadvantaged areas of Burnley. And I started testing some of my ideas there. Fast track, I set up my own organisation called Out to Place Limited, and we did an event where we took over the Peace Hall in Halifax. This was now 2011. And they gave us the Peace Hall, which was brilliant. I don't know if you get that today, but anyway. Hello, Grace Jones. I shared a stage with you, Grace. And what I did was, right, it's quite funny. I had a stream, a video, right, a screen on the back of a truck, yeah, and had a live, I got a documentary about this. I had a live video link from Dubrovnik, Croatia. I felt like I was, and then I had young people from all over the UK doing break dance, contemporary dance, junk fashion, acoustic bands, all sorts of arts, right? And the idea was it was the first ever, I don't think there's been one since, youth arts festival, basically, that brought together Roma, Dubrovnik, brought together a whole bunch of diverse, beautiful young people. And it was a bit of a savage beast to pull off, and it was raining all day, and all the umbrellas were up, you know, but we had a great turnout, and that then made me go, okay, we got to do more of that. So then I started then creating work that became a bit finer, a bit more finely tuned, and I went around various countries, including Jamaica, France, bits of Ireland, back in Czech. I did it a few times around the world. And that I called the third space. Mm-hmm. And that was basically when, for example, Jamaica, or no, let's say France, because you had the Tour de France, you know, the Grand Depart.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Shenanigans.
Yeah.
So I decided to play on that, right? So I wrote a piece about the notion of the competition and how that feels as a dancer. And the Arts Council liked it, the British Council liked it, whatever. And so what we had was, I got these amazing dancers just outside Paris. Oh my God, called Black Blanc Beurre. These guys were ahead, these guys were on the ball. And they were a mixture of break and contemporary, right? They agreed to be part of it. Full stand up. And then we had dancers from Halifax. Some of them I'm still in touch with. And dancers from Leeds. Mm-hmm. And what we did was we created choreography online in the studio of when the Orange Box just started.
Oh, yeah.
This was like one of the first kind of Orange Box projects. And we were in the studio working with a choreographer. We had all the setup, all the tech set up as well. And then we were beaming over to Paris, to Trappes, which is a ghetto outside Paris. And we'd beam over to Paris, Trappes, regularly, and they would share. So all the choreography was created virtually. And then it turns into a showcase, and you've got this big screen where you have the Parisian dancers busting out, and then you have all the Halifax, Leeds, West Yorkshire contingent busting out with them. And that results in a third space. That results in something new. Mm. And that I was just deeply, deeply obsessed with for the best part of 15 years. And then I had my period where I was kind of out of action on the back of losing mum, and like I said, now that's starting to come back again, but in a slightly different guise.
It is great.
Well, look forward to hearing about how that goes, Claire.
Yeah, and it's
quite a bonkers idea.
It's great that you can mix like the ancient stuff with the forests and all that with like really high-tech, modern things being able to mix.
Well, that's interesting that you should say that, because my new idea, which I won't say just yet, actually does that. It mixes the fact of very old tradition with a sense of modern technical know-how.
Because you've already been doing it largely.
Yeah.
It's an evolution of what's been going on.
Yeah. And absolutely. And it's also a sign of the times of just being middle-aged. Basically.
Look at you.
You know?
We're coming out the other end of that.
Oh, bless. Well, we've all got to go through it, right? We're all doing this together, you know. There's no holding back.
Yeah.
And I think it's lovely. I do think it's lovely that you can, I think that was a really, really well put point there, dude. I think it's just really, really lovely. Because when you're knocked out for a few years, for me, I can only speak personally, I did think, will I ever? You know, there was a bit of will I ever narrative, you know.
Yeah.
And now the juices are starting to flow in that way. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, you're not done yet, Donnie.
Yeah.
So in that sort of bigger, kind of sense, because as much as I love, I at the end of the day though, I am environmentally aware, so there is not going to be a load of flying. There'll be a bit of flying, but I am keeping that to a minimum as well, because you kind of have to. And that was why when we did that work, it was cool, because I know it was a little bit ahead of the curve, but it was also the environmental thing was there for us then, because that's been going on for a long time, well, since the 70s as a movement that we're aware of.
Mm-hmm. Well, Donna, you are done for now with us. That was really fascinating.
Yes, thank you.
Like I said before, I'd really like to keep up with your next phase.
Well, well, just a big up, please, as well. We are still working in Northern Halifax with some wonderful, wonderful local residents there, and we're creating some beautiful work there with them at the moment. So I just want to big up North Halifax too, because I feel like they don't always get enough of a big up.
When you say North Halifax,
Ovington.
Yeah, right, okay. My geography is not that good. I think
neither is mine. Only because I'm there.
Yeah.
But I just want. But yeah, so I just want to But so thank you for that. And Gurv Mila Mahagat, as we say in Ireland, I enjoyed that immensely.
Oh, well, I'm glad, because I know I did.
Yeah.
And you.